Now we're going to look at how you make water droplets. So you could use these on something like a leaf, or for any number of reasons. So you could create a image yourself with water droplets on it and then put it onto your main digital graphic as an idea. Depends what you want to use it for again. So I've got my image open here. I've chosen one from Pixabay that's a good resolution, and I'm going to first of all choose a new layer. So I'm going to press create new layer. I'm going to call this one drops. So now I'm going to use my marquee tool over here. So I click and hold on the rectangle one. You'll see there's an option for elliptical. Just going to use that, and instead of elliptical, I'm going to make it into a circle by pressing and holding the shift button when I use my mouse button to drag out like that. There we go. I'll do. So now you're going to choose your gradient tool, and up here make sure it is in the basics. We want black to white, and we want it on this one over here on the left here. And when I'm zooming in, so I'm going to do Control and plus to zoom in, I'm going to drag it from top left to bottom right there like that. And then I'm simply going to deselect by pressing Control and D. Once you've done this, you need to change the blend mode to overlay. So make sure you're still on the drops layer, and then choose normal up here, and then choose overlay. There we go. So the next thing we're going to do is change the shadows of this so it looks a bit more realistic. So we're going to double click on the drops layer, bring up the style, and we're going to choose inner shadow here. That change the inside of it. So I'm going to change my blend mode. Let's try linear burn. There we go. That looks a bit better. You can see it's a bit more defined. We could change the opacity of this. I don't want it that dark because it doesn't look real otherwise. So maybe about there, so I can't really see the black edge. There we go. I can decide on the angle that I want it. If you do that, you can see it changing slightly. I could decide on the distance as well. Again, it depends on the effect that you are after. That looks quite good if I change the size like that. There we go. And then I can do the same on the drop shadow as well. So just have a think about the kind of effect that you're trying to achieve to make it a water droplet. I'm happy with that, so I'm going to press OK. And you'll see the effects that I put in have appeared beneath the layer, just to show us the effects that have been added. So now we're going to add in like a highlight on top of this layer to make it look more realistic. So if I press the new layer button there, let's just call it highlight. Now make sure your foreground colour is white, so invert them if it's not, using that button down there. Make sure that's white on top. So we're going to choose the brush tool and make sure it's a small brush. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, that's about right. And it's hard. I'm going to make it a tiny bit bigger than that actually. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to press down once on my droplet here. Ready? There we go. So now I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to Control and minus to zoom out a bit. Have a look at my water droplet. Yeah, I'm fairly happy with that. If I want to then duplicate that to make lots of droplets, I am going to highlight both of these layers here. So if I click on the highlight one and then hold down Shift on the keyboard, click on the drops, and then I can do Control and G, and that groups it together. That means I can then do Control and J to duplicate the whole group. And now I can move it. So to move it, if I just click on that, for example, it's just going to move it away without my highlight. So I'm going to use Shift on the keyboard and highlight both the layers again, move it away, and I've got my new droplet. And of course, what I can do is press Control and T to transform, and that will, I could make it smaller. Press Enter when I'm happy, and I can keep doing that and keep repeating that action. So Control and J gives me the whole new group again. Hold down Shift when I'm selecting the layers. There we go. Hold down Control and T, and I can make that even bigger if I wanted to. And so I can make a big collection of droplets to make it look realistic on my leaf. I could make it look better than that, but I don't have time. You do. So I'm now going to show you quickly how to change the shape of the water droplet. So I'm going to go back to my original one just to show you. I'm going to click down there, and I'm going to go to the drops layer here, and then I'm going to go filter and liquefy, and there's my original drop that I drew. I'm going to use my forward warp tool, and the brush is far too big. I need to make it roughly the same size as the circle. That's too small now. A bit bigger. Takes a while to get this right. So I'm going to make a droplet out of it. So whatever shape I choose will be the shape the water droplet will take. So let's say I'm happy with that. I can press OK, and it looks like the water's running. There we go. So that's basically how you create a water droplet, and that's a really useful tool, depending on how you want to use it in your digital graphic.